So this Rabbi Dynovisz from Israel who wrote something in French, and I wanted to translate it in English on video so that people understand part of what's happening in Gaza and Israel, because I think it's so light opening that everybody should hear that. So he says like that: the Torah explains explicitly that the Gaza, right, the West Bank Gaza, the part of Gaza that is part of the territory of the tribe of Yehouda, which is the tribe of the kings of the Jewish people, and would be of Moshiach. But what's happening is that since already 2,000 years, I mean, once we got kicked out, this territory has been always occupied by the enemies of Israel. The Philistins, which were the ones who were there originally, were there, and they were occupying that, and then eventually the Palestinians replaced that, which is fascinating. It's like the Philistines are like the Palestinians are the reincarnation of the Philistines, the same people who were there 2,000 years ago or 3,000 years ago, and now come back and continue the same fight that was. So in fact, Palestine comes from Philistine. Philistine is the same word, so it's not so hard to realize the connection, the coincidence. Obviously, it's not coincidence. We have to make it clear. God gives us all the tools, all the details, all the hints to understand really what's going on. What is even more incredible, he says, is that even King David and all the kings of Israel were never able to take their enemies away from that territory, which was stolen from the tribe of Yehouda. Our sages explained that only the Moshiach, at the time of the final redemption, will be able to regain that territory, conquer that territory, and give it back to Israel, to the tribe of Yehouda, so to speak. Why? In Hebrew, this territory is called Aza with Ayin, and not Gaza. Aza is the name of the evil angel who was Azael, were again against the creation of Adam Rishon. And this was taught like a few thousand years ago already. It's known everywhere. On Yom Kippur, we send this one of the goats, goats for cleanliness, to ask for forgiveness to the Jewish people as a korban to them, right? But so that Aza, right? That is the name of that angel who refused the creation of Adam Rishon, and this evil angel came down in this world in order to destroy the Adamic dimension, which is Adam represents humanity. So we have that famous story of the Nephilim, the fallen angels, where those angels, Aza, who was against the creation of Adam, and say, oh, you know, what do you put men in this world? You should, if we were there, we will know how to serve you better. And he was sent, and they just couldn't handle the intensity of being in this world, and they became really evil, and they took women, as we have the famous story of the Nephilim, took women, and that's really literally what Hamas and all those terrorist organizations are doing, is really doing the same thing. Now, what does it say? This angel came into this world to destroy humanity. He installed himself, he decided to reside in the territory of Gaza, which has his name, and it has its name till today. That's why. No enemies who live. No, sorry. So our enemies that live in that territory have only one goal: to destroy the our own humanity inside, and it starts with the destruction of Israel. If they can destroy Israel, they destroy everyone. That's what their mission is: to annihilate the Jewish people. Same thing as Hitler. Same people. The angel Asa has agents in all different types of countries, and it is essentially, actually, in all the countries. He has, whatever. He has agents all over the world. People who work for him, and they are essentially leaders in the Western world, essentially, and the ones who have money, empowered, and who support our enemies. As we know, all this terrorism will not be able to exist if not for money, because you need money to buy weapons and to do everything you know. So all those enemies are involved in those agents, the leaders who support Hamas, all that are all part of helping that angel Asa do his mission. In fact, the entire world is controlled by these creatures who are not Adamic. They're not from the angel, from Adam Rishon, from the first man and woman. And they are only connected to that angel, but are not real human beings. With a soul, as we know, with a human soul. So since all those leaders, and especially those who live in Gaza, are the vessels for those supernatural forces of that angel, this is the reason why even King David didn't have the power at that time to free that territory. So only Moshiach, the Messiah, will be successful because he will receive the powers, the strength of the sphere of Bina, which is like we experienced on Shavuot, the 50th level, which is when we go back to the level of Adam Arishon, united with the Yehouda, the 5th level of the soul, and he will, and that sphere of Bina is above Lemala Mina Teva. The Teva is 7, the 7 Lord spheros. For those who know Kabbalah, Bina is higher. That's what Shavuot was, and it will have the forces, the transcendental forces, to destroy that angel. In the meantime, so until this happened, our people were able to calm those leaders and this angel, but we're not able to destroy it. The nation need to understand that it's only thanks to Israel that angel was not successful in controlling the world and destroying the Adamic, which is the people who come from Adam, which is humanity. There are human people. All the people who come from Adam are healthy souls, human souls. Doesn't mean they have no defect, weaknesses, but they are human souls with a heart, with love, who wants peace and love. And then you have certain individuals that come from the evil forces. Like in every movie, like in every story, this the force of good against the force of evil. And those forces are here and very real, and they look like us. They look human. They also have a physical heart, maybe. they also have a brain. They sleep, reproduce, and eat like us, but they don't have a divine soul. We have to understand that. It says that in the Kabbalistic writings. It's not a new thing. We have always known it, and all the religions also speaks about those things. So it's not a new thing. So our redemption, the redemption of the world, depends on our fight against those satanic forces, force against Gaza, and the Lilith force, the female force, the negative energy, and Satan, Samael, the male energy, the snake, the Nachash. Let's remember that the Gematria Nachash, the numerical value of the word Nachash, is the same as Moshiach. It's of the Messiah. So when we kill the Nachash, we will have Moshiach replacing it. There's the same one and same forces. In a way, the Nachash also pushes us, because Nachash is also an angel by God, right? Even the evil forces are created by God, but they're here as in part of the system to push us to bring that redemption and to fight the forces of evils. It's confronting us. Jews have to be warriors. One of the reasons we had to fight Amalek before receiving the Torah is that you cannot receive the Torah, you cannot go back to Gan Eden unless you have a fight. That's why you have the path, Derech Etz HaChaim, the way back to the tree of life, Gan Eden, to the Torah, to Hashem, to Mount Sinai, is fighting those angels. We have the sword of fire. And that's really what's happening now with all those rockets. We have to fight that enemy, that fire, in order to go back to Mount Sinai, to go back to the Adam Arishon before the sin, go back to Gan Eden. So we have to fight those forces, and all of humanity has to unite to do that together with Israel. One day, all the nations will understand that it is thanks to our fight against terrorism, against those forces, satanic forces, that the humanity was able to survive. And that's really what will unite all of us. That really Israel is nothing else than, like I said in another video, the antibody, right? That fighting the virus. The Jews are here to fight the virus in the body of humanity. And when Moshiach is going to come, we're all going to unite and finish that together. We're going to need Moshiach at the end for that. By all the pain that's going on, right now we are a woman who is in pregnancy. We're at the 9 month, and the contractions are getting harder and harder. And this blood and this, CPR and IVs and all that, and we trying to save the pregnant woman, Israel, to die while she gives birth. That's maybe the meaning of Moshiach ben Yosef, who is going to die. We're supposed to pray that he doesn't die. I pray connected to that concept. Are we going to die in childbirth? Are we going to die while giving birth to Moshiach? We can't survive by giving birth to Moshiach. It depends on us, how we handle it, how we're aware, how we are united. But this gives us a perspective. Why especially Gaza? Who cares about Gaza? Because that's where the forces of evil, Gaza, that satanic angels who decided to take control of the world through and putting his nest there, and we have to be actively fighting for that. One tool that I would like to give each time you hear a rocket, that's the one tool we can do. And people don't know, I have the app about every rocket. It's crazy, right? We have more than 3,300 rockets by now that have been sent, and you can find that app called Red Alert. Each time there's a rocket, they send you a signal. You can mute the sound, because when you hear it all day, imagine you're in Israel, you hear that all day. It's scary. So what can you do each time? You can say Tehillim. You can say some psalms, some words of Torah, or some prayer, and with your own words, and or you can give tzedakah each time you hear rocket, because it's hard. You can't be praying all the time. It's like literally all day long. At least we should say Hashem save them, or destroy the rocket, or protect us. But you can also put tzedakah in the box and then send the box to the IDF, or to something that brings unity and love, or support the Torah, whatever it is. But because you say tzedakah tatzil mimavet, tzedakah saves from death. So each time you put a coin is life, because like you give money to the poor, it's translated into food, energy. So this is energy that you put in the thing and each time you hear rocket, you put this and you imagine that it brings a protection to the Jewish people. So this is something that I wanted to share, and may we all be aware of what's happening and not be afraid to bring the fight to destroy this evil, this angel Gaza, and understand that we are giving birth to Moshiach now. All this that's going on, where is the contraction, we're pushing, trying to give birth to Moshiach, and we have to destroy the terrorism in Gaza completely. And that's our only way. And not worry about what the media and everything says. They're all brainwashed, majority, and there's no need to fight even the argument. It aggravates us and it aggravates them. The best is to stay quiet and just act. Velo hamidrash ekar ela hamase. It's not the words that count, it's the action. So do actions of goodness, be good, because if someone accuses you to be aggressive, but you hold them the door, people say, oh, Jews are evil, they are aggressive, and that. But let's see. Oh, here I give you money. Oh, here I hold the door for you. Oh, here I give you a lift. Oh, here I do all those action. Then you are countering their argument with facts, not just words. Because with the media have won the war almost. I mean, we have still to give information because still a lot of people are ignorant. But until they will go themselves to Israel and Gaza to experience what's happening, they will never trust you, because they just listen to whoever this angel Gaza has all those leaders, especially in the media. It's filled of little satanic individuals who report whatever they want, because the leaders of the world, in every nation, there's some leaders that are evil and they're working for the same snake. So let's be strong, let's be proud, and let's fight this evil war and give birth to Moshiach as quick as possible. A quick birth without too much pain, and God willing, we'll be all saved and go back to the level Adam before the sin and live happy ever after this time.